The gunshot echoes before anyone even sees the blood. It's 11:47 p.m. at Mercyvale General Hospital when three armed men kick open the emergency room doors, dragging a half-conscious operative between them. His tactical vest is shredded, soaked black with arterial spray. One of the men, buzz-cut, dead eyes, fires a warning shot into the ceiling. Plaster rains down. A nurse screams. Another drops her clipboard and runs. In the corner, near the medication cart, a woman in pale blue scrubs doesn't even flinch. Her name is Emily Harper. White, 32. Gray eyes that don't blink when glass shatters across the tile floor. She watches the gunmen move, reads their formation, their weight distribution, the way the leader's finger hovers just outside the trigger guard. She knows exactly what they are, because she used to be one of them. If you want to see how a forgotten nurse becomes the only thing standing between chaos and survival, stay until the end. Drop a comment with your city so I can see how far this story travels. You won't believe what happens next. The ER smells like disinfectant and panic. Emily Harper has been on her feet for 11 hours, refilling IV bags, logging vitals, dodging the condescending smirks of Dr. Marcus Holloway, the chief attending who still calls her sweetheart, even though she's corrected him 14 times. She doesn't correct him anymore. It's not worth it. She's invisible here. That's the point. The other nurses talk around her, not to her. The residents forget her name. The janitor knows her better than most of the medical staff. She clocks in, does her job, clocks out. No one asks where she came from, no one cares. Until tonight. The doors explode inward with a metallic crash. Emily's hand freezes mid-reach over a saline bag. Three men in black tactical gear storm the room, boots hammering tile, weapons raised. The one in front, stocky, scar splitting his left eyebrow, drags a fourth man by the collar. The injured operative's face is gray, lips blue, chest heaving in shallow, desperate gulps. "Get a doctor!" Scar shouts. "Now!" The room scatters. A young nurse near the vending machine bolts for the stairwell. Another crouches behind the intake desk, hands over her head. Dr. Holloway stumbles backward, nearly tripping over his own feet, his face pale and useless. Emily doesn't move. She watches. The injured man is dumped onto a gurney. His vest has been cut open, revealing a jagged wound just below his ribs. Entry point small, exit wound catastrophic. Arterial bleed. Maybe 2 minutes before he's gone. Scar levels his weapon at Holloway. "You, fix him." Holloway's hands shake. I need... Fix him or I put a bullet in your skull. Holloway's mouth opens. Nothing comes out. Emily steps forward. "He's going into shock," she says. Her voice is calm, flat, like she's reading a grocery list. "You're wasting time." Every eye in the room snaps to her. Scar's weapon swings toward her chest. "Who the hell are you?" "A nurse," Emily says. She doesn't look at the gun. She looks at the wound. "And if you want him to live, you'll let me work." Scar studies her. His finger twitches on the trigger. Then he lowers the barrel an inch. "You got 2 minutes." Emily moves. She grabs a pair of trauma shears from the crash cart, cuts away the rest of the operative's shirt, and presses gauze hard against the exit wound. Blood wells up between her fingers, hot and slick. She doesn't flinch. Her other hand finds his wrist, pulse thready, irregular. Respiratory rate climbing. He's circling the drain. Gauze. Hemostatic pads. Saline. Now. She doesn't raise her voice, but the command lands like a slap. A nearby nurse, Angela, mid-20s, terrified, scrambles to comply. Emily packs the wound with practiced efficiency, layering pressure, angling the pads to slow the hemorrhage without compressing the diaphragm. Her hands don't shake. Her breathing is steady. She's done this before. A lot. Scar watches her with narrowed eyes. "Where'd you learn that?" "YouTube," Emily says without looking up. His jaw tightens. He doesn't believe her. The operative's breathing evens out. Barely. Emily slaps an oxygen mask over his face, cranks the flow to 15 liters, and starts a line in his left arm. The IV slides in clean. She tapes it, hangs the bag, and steps back. "He needs surgery," she says. 20 minutes, maybe less. Scar glances at his men. They exchange a look Emily recognizes. Military shorthand. A decision made without words. "No surgery," Scar says. You stabilize him here. That's not how this works. Make it work. Emily meets his eyes. She sees the calculation there, the cold math of someone used to collateral damage. He doesn't care if the operative dies. He cares about control. Fine, she says, but if he crashes, it's on you. Scar doesn't answer. Emily turns back to the gurney. Her mind is already mapping contingencies. Airways, transfusion protocol, the location of the nearest defibrillator. She's in triage mode now, the same headspace she used to slip into during field rotations in places no one talks about. Kandahar, Ramadi, the off-the-books clinics in East Africa where the wounded came in without names and left without records. She pushes the memory down. Behind her, Holloway is slumped against the wall, useless. Angela hovers nearby, eyes wide, waiting for instruction. The other two gunmen, one tall and wiry, the other built like a linebacker, stand guard at the exits. No one in, no one out. Emily checks the operative's vitals again. Pulse climbing, pressure unstable. He's bleeding internally, liver, maybe spleen. She needs imaging, she needs a surgeon, she needs things she doesn't have. So she improvises. She adjusts the angle of the gurney, elevates his legs, increases the saline drip. Small moves, marginal gains, buying time, Scar steps closer. You're military. It's not a question. Emily doesn't answer. I can tell, he says, the way you move, the way you don't hesitate. He tilts his head. You Special Forces medical? I'm a nurse, Emily repeats. Right. His tone drips disbelief. And I'm a florist. Emily ignores him. She adjusts the oxygen flow, monitors the operative's chest rise. His color is improving, marginally. Not enough. Who are you really? Scar asks. Emily finally looks at him. Her gray eyes are flat, unreadable. Someone who doesn't want to watch a man die on a gurney. That's it. Scar stares at her for a long moment. Then he steps back. The minutes crawl. The ER is silent except for the hiss of oxygen, the beep of monitors, the occasional shuffle of boots on tile. Emily works in silence, adjusting lines, rechecking wounds, whispering instructions to Angela, who follows them with shaking hands. Then the operative's eyes flutter open. He looks at Emily. His lips move, barely audible. Harper? Emily's hand stills. Scar leans in. What did he say? The operative coughs, blood flecking his lips. Harper, is that you? Emily's jaw tightens. She leans closer, voice low. You're confused. Save your strength. But the operative's eyes sharpen. Recognition cuts through the haze of pain. Lima 7. You were Lima 7. Emily's expression doesn't change, but something shifts in the air. Scar steps forward, weapon raised again. Lima 7? The hell is that? The operative's head lolls to the side. His breathing rattles. Emily presses 2 fingers to his neck, pulse weak, fading. He's delirious, she says. Blood loss. Hypoxia. He doesn't know what he's saying. Scar doesn't lower the gun. I think he knows exactly what he's saying. Emily turns to face him fully. Her voice is ice. If you want him to survive the next 5 minutes, you'll let me work. If you want to play detective, he'll be dead before you finish your first question. Scar's eyes narrow, but he steps back. Emily returns to the operative. She increases the fluids, checks the packing, monitors the wound for fresh bleeding. Her hands are steady. Her face is blank, but inside her mind is racing. Lima 7 was her call sign. 8 years ago, a different life, a different war. She left that world behind, burned every bridge, erased every trail. She became a civilian, a nobody, a nurse in a forgotten hospital in a city that didn't ask questions. And now it's all coming back. The operative's breathing slows, his eyes close. Emily checks his vitals, stable for now. But the clock is ticking. Behind her, Scar is talking into a radio, low-clipped sentences. She catches fragments. Compromised. Possible asset. Need confirmation. She knows what's happening. They're checking her, which means she has maybe 10 minutes before someone with real authority shows up. Someone who knows who she used to be. She needs to move, but she can't. Not yet. Not while the operative is circling the edge. So she waits. Angela leans in, whispering, "Emily, what's happening?" Emily doesn't look at her. "Stay calm. Do what I say. You'll be fine." "But, Angela." Emily's voice is quiet but firm. "Trust me." Angela swallows hard, nods. The minutes stretch. The operative's vitals hold, barely. Emily rechecks the wound, adjusts the pressure, monitors the drip. She's done everything she can with what she has. Then the radio crackles. Scar listens. His face hardens. He looks at Emily. "We got a problem," he says. Emily's eyes flick to him. "What kind of problem?" Scar steps closer. "Turns out there's someone else in this hospital, someone we're actually here for." Emily's pulse ticks up, just slightly. "Who?" "Dr. Victoria Hale." The name lands like a punch. Emily knows that name. She knows it well. Hale was intelligence. Deep cover. The kind of operative who disappeared into foreign governments, corporate boardrooms, places where bullets couldn't follow. Emily crossed paths with her twice, once in Morocco, once in Berlin. Both times, Hale was running assets Emily was supposed to extract. Both times, Hale left bodies behind. "What does she have to do with this?" Emily asks. Scar's smile is cold. "She's the reason he's bleeding out. She sold intel to the wrong people. We're here to bring her in." Emily processes this. Hale is here, in Mercy Vale, which means this isn't a random hospital raid. It's a targeted extraction, and the operative bleeding out on the gurney is collateral damage. "Where is she?" Emily asks. "Oncology wing, 3rd floor." Emily glances at the operative, still stable, still dying. She makes a decision. "I'll get her," she says. Scar laughs. "You?" "You want Hale? I'll bring her to you. But you stay here and keep your men out of my way." Scar's smile fades. "Why would I trust you?" Emily steps closer. Her voice drops. "Because if you send your men up there and Hale sees them coming, she'll disappear. She's good at that." "But me?" She taps her chest. "She won't see me coming." Scar studies her, calculating. "You got 15 minutes?" he says finally. "After that, we do it my way." Emily nods. She strips off her bloody gloves, grabs a fresh pair from the supply cart, and heads for the stairwell. Angela grabs her arm. "Emily, you can't—" "Watch the patient," Emily says. "If his pressure drops, call me." She's gone before Angela can respond. The stairwell is empty. Emily climbs fast, her mind already shifting gears. She knows Hale, knows how she thinks. Hale won't be in a room. She'll be near an exit, near a window, somewhere she can slip out if the walls close in. Emily reaches the 3rd floor. The oncology wing is quiet. Dimmed lights, sleeping patients, a single nurse at the station scrolling through her phone. Emily walks past without a word. She checks rooms methodically. Most are occupied, some are empty. She moves like a shadow, footsteps silent, eyes scanning every corner. Then she sees her. Dr. Victoria Hale is standing near a supply closet at the end of the hall. Pale skin, sharp features, dark hair pulled into a tight bun. She's in a white coat, clipboard in hand, looking every bit the respectable oncologist. But Emily sees the tension in her shoulders, the way her eyes flick to the exit every few seconds. Emily approaches slowly. Hale glances up. Their eyes meet. Recognition flares. "Harper," Hale says softly. "I thought you were dead." "Disappointed?" Emily asks. Hale's smile is thin. "Surprised?" Emily stops a few feet away. "You've got men downstairs looking for you. They're not gentle." Hale's expression doesn't change. "I know. They say you sold intel." "They say a lot of things." Emily crosses her arms. "Did you?" Hale tilts her head. "Does it matter?" "It does to the man bleeding out because of you." Hale's jaw tightens. That wasn't supposed to happen. Rarely is. They stand in silence. The hallway hums with fluorescent light. "You coming with me?" Emily asks. Hale's eyes narrow. "And if I don't?" Emily's voice is flat. "Then I drag you." Hale studies her. Then she laughs, quiet, bitter. "You always were direct." "I'm tired, Hale, and I've got a patient dying, so let's skip the games." Hale's smile fades. She sets the clipboard down. "You know what happens if I go with you." "You face the consequences," Emily says. Like everyone else. Hale's hand moves, just slightly. Emily sees it. She steps forward, fast, and catches Hale's wrist mid-reach. The small blade Hale palmed from her coat clatters to the floor. Don't, Emily says quietly. Hale tries to pull free. Emily twists, leveraging her weight, and slams Hale against the wall. The impact rattles a nearby cart. Hale gasps, her face pressed against the plaster. I said don't, Emily repeats. Hale goes still. Emily retrieves the blade, pockets it, and hauls Hale upright. We're walking downstairs. You're going to cooperate. And if you try anything, I'll make sure you don't walk at all. Hale's breathing is sharp, angry, but she nods. Emily marches her toward the stairwell. They descend in silence. Hale's heels click against the concrete. Emily's grip on her arm is iron. They reach the ER. Scar looks up. His eyes widen, just slightly. Emily shoves Hale forward. Here, you're Traitor. Scar steps closer, weapon trained on Hale. Took you long enough. She was hiding, Emily says. Like I said she would be. Scar grabs Hale by the collar, yanks her toward the exit. Hale doesn't resist. Her face is blank, defeated. But as she's dragged past Emily, she leans in, whispers, You think this is over? You just walked into something you can't walk out of. Emily doesn't respond. Scar and his men drag Hale through the shattered doors. Sirens wail in the distance, finally. The cavalry is coming. Emily turns back to the gurney. The operative is still breathing, barely. She checks his vitals, stable, weak, but alive. Angela rushes over, eyes wide. Emily, what just happened? Emily strips off her gloves. Doesn't matter. He's stable. We need to get him to surgery before... The operative's monitor flatlines. Emily's head snaps up. No. She grabs the defibrillator, rips open his shirt, charges the pads. Clear. The shock jolts his body. The line stays flat. Emily adjusts, charges again. Clear! Another jolt. Still nothing. Angela's voice cracks. Emily? Not yet, Emily says. She starts compressions hard and fast, counting under her breath. 30 compressions. 2 breaths. Repeat. The line flickers. Emily doesn't stop. 30 more. 2 breaths. The monitor beeps. Once. Twice. A rhythm. Emily exhales, steps back. The operative's chest rises. Falls. Rises again. He's back. Angela sags against the wall, shaking. Emily wipes her forehead. Her hands are steady, but her mind is spinning because Hale's words echo in her skull. You just walked into something you can't walk out of. And as the sirens grow louder, as the ER floods with police and paramedics, as the chaos begins to settle, Emily realizes Hale was right. Her past just caught up, and this time there's no walking away. The police flood the ER like a broken dam. Uniforms everywhere, radios crackling, boots tracking blood across the tile. Emily stands near the gurney, hands still tingling from the compressions, watching the chaos unfold with the detachment of someone who's seen worse. The operative, still nameless, still barely breathing, is surrounded by paramedics now, prepping him for transport. She steps back, letting them take over. A detective approaches. Mid-40s, rumpled suit, coffee stain on his tie. He flips open a notebook. You the nurse who stabilized him? Yeah, Emily says. Name? Emily Harper. He writes it down. We're going to need a statement. What happened here? Emily gives him the short version. Armed men, injured operative. She kept him alive. That's it. The detective's eyes narrow. And the woman they took out of here, Dr. Hale? I brought her down from oncology, Emily says. They wanted her. I gave her to them. Why would you do that? Emily meets his gaze. Because they had guns, and I didn't. The detective studies her for a long moment. He doesn't buy it, she can see that, but he doesn't push. Not yet. We'll be in touch, he says, pocketing the notebook. Emily nods. She watches him walk away, already talking into his radio. She knows what's coming. Questions, background checks. Someone pulling her records, finding gaps, asking why a nurse with her skill set is working night shifts at a second-rate hospital. She needs to leave. But when she turns toward the exit, Dr. Holloway is standing in her path. Harper, he says, His voice is shaky, but there's an edge to it. Accusation. What the hell was that? Emily doesn't stop walking. I saved a man's life. Holloway grabs her arm. You disobeyed protocol. You took control of a trauma situation without authorization. Emily yanks her arm free. You were useless. Someone had to do something. Holloway's face flushes red. You're a nurse, not a what? Emily's voice is quiet, but it cuts. Not a doctor? Not qualified? Not allowed to think for myself? Holloway sputters. This hospital has rules, chain of command. You don't just... He would have died, Emily interrupts. And you would have watched. Holloway's mouth snaps shut. His jaw works, but no words come out. Emily steps around him. I'm clocking out. She doesn't wait for a response. The locker room is empty. Emily strips off her scrubs, stuffs them into the laundry bin, and pulls on jeans and a dark hoodie. She doesn't shower, doesn't linger. She grabs her bag and heads for the exit. The night air is cold. The parking lot is half empty, lit by flickering sodium lights. Emily's car, a beat-up Honda with a dented bumper, is parked in the back corner. She slides into the driver's seat, locks the doors, and sits in silence. Her hands are shaking now. Just a little. The adrenaline is wearing off, leaving behind a hollow ache in her chest. She presses her palms against the steering wheel and breathes. In, out, in, out. Lima 7. She hasn't heard that name in 8 years. Hasn't thought about it in longer. She buried it, along with everything else from that life. The deployments, the missions, the bodies. She became someone else, someone quiet, someone forgettable. And now it's all unraveling. She starts the car. The engine coughs, sputters, catches. She pulls out of the lot and drives. Her apartment is 15 minutes away. A studio on the 3rd floor of a building that smells like mildew and fried food. She parks in the alley, climbs the stairs, and unlocks the door. Inside it's bare. A futon. A desk. A mini-fridge. No photos. No decorations. Nothing that ties her to anyone or anything. She drops her bag on the floor and sits on the edge of the futon. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She stares at the screen. Lets it ring. It goes to voicemail. 30 seconds later, it buzzes again. Same number. Emily answers. Yeah, a man's voice. Low, clipped. Lima 7? Emily's grip tightens on the phone. Who is this? Captain Nash. DOD liaison. I need to see you. Now. Emily closes her eyes. I'm retired. Not anymore. I don't work for you. You do if you want to stay out of a federal holding cell. Emily's jaw tightens. What are you talking about? The operative you saved tonight? He's one of ours. And the woman you handed over? She's wanted by 3 intelligence agencies. You just walked into the middle of a classified operation, Harper. So yeah, we need to talk. Emily exhales slowly. Where? Mercyvale PD, Interrogation Room 2, 1 hour. The line goes dead. Emily sits in silence, then she stands, grabs her jacket, and heads for the door. The police station is the squat brick building on the edge of downtown. Emily parks across the street, waits 5 minutes, then walks in. The desk sergeant barely looks up. She gives her name. He points to a hallway. Interrogation Room 2 is at the end. The door is open. Inside, a man in a dark suit is leaning against the table. Mid-50s, graying hair, sharp eyes. Captain Nash. Emily steps inside. Nash gestures to a chair. Sit. She doesn't. You said 1 hour. It's been 45 minutes. Nash's mouth twitches, almost a smile. Still punctual. Still annoyed, Emily says. What do you want? Nash pulls a file from his briefcase, drops it on the table. Emily's name is printed on the tab. He flips it open. Photos, service records, commendations, a discharge summary marked classified. You were good, Nash says. Real good. Field medic, special operations, deployed to places that don't exist on any map. You saved a lot of lives. And now I save them in an ER, Emily says. What's your point? Nash taps the file. My point is, you didn't just quit. You disappeared. Burned your bridges. Cut all contact. Why? Emily crosses her arms. Because I was done. Done with what? All of it. Nash studies her. That's not an answer. It's the only one you're getting. Nash closes the file. Fine. Let's talk about tonight. The operative, his name is Lieutenant Ryan Frost. He was running surveillance on Dr. Hale. She's been selling classified intel to a foreign buyer. Frost got too close. She had him ambushed. Emily leans against the wall. And the men who brought him in? Private contractors, hired to extract Hale. They didn't count on you being there. Neither did I, Emily says. Nash smirks. Frost says you recognized him. Emily doesn't respond. He says he served with you, says you saved his life in Kandahar. That true? Emily looks at the floor. It was a long time ago. Not for him. Silence. Nash picks up the file again. Here's the problem, Harper. You just handed a wanted intelligence asset over to a group of armed contractors. That makes you either complicit or incredibly stupid. Which is it? Emily's eyes snap up. I didn't know who they were. But you knew who Hale was. I recognized her. That's all. Nash steps closer. You handed her over without asking questions, without calling the cops. You just gave her to them. Emily's voice is flat. They had guns. I had patience. I made a call. A bad one. Maybe. Nash leans on the table. Hale's gone. The contractor's vanished. Frost is in critical condition, and you're the only link we have. Emily crosses her arms. Sounds like your problem. Nash's jaw tightens. It's your problem too, because right now you're a person of interest in a federal investigation. You want that to go away? You help us find Hale. Emily shakes her head. I'm not doing this. You don't have a choice. I always have a choice. Nash slams his hand on the table. The sound echoes. You think you can just walk away from this? You think your little disappearing act is going to hold up under a federal microscope? We'll pull every record, every contact, every mission you ever ran, and we'll find out why you really left. Emily's expression doesn't change, but something flickers in her eyes. Nash sees it. He leans in. What are you hiding, Harper? Emily turns toward the door. We're done here. Not even close. She stops. Looks back. You want Hale? Find her yourself. I'm not your asset. You were, Nash says quietly. Once. Emily's hand rests on the doorknob. That was a different person. She walks out. The hallway is empty. Emily's heart is hammering, but her face is stone. She pushes through the exit and steps into the parking lot. Her phone buzzes. Another unknown number. She answers. What now? A woman's voice, calm, controlled. Hello, Harper. Emily freezes. I know who you are, the voice continues. I know what you did tonight, and I know what you're trying to forget. Emily's grip tightens on the phone. Who is this? Someone who needs your help. Not interested. You will be. The line goes dead. Emily stares at the phone. Her pulse is racing now. She scans the parking lot. Empty. No cars, no movement, just shadows and streetlights. She gets in her car and drives. Back at her apartment, Emily locks the door, draws the blinds, and sits on the floor with her back against the wall. She pulls out her phone, scrolls through her contacts. Most of them are recent. Coworkers, the landlord, a pizza place. Nothing from before. Except one. A number she hasn't called in 6 years. No name, just digits. She stares at it for a long time. Then she dials. It rings 3 times. A man answers. Yeah. It's Harper, she says. A pause, then, didn't think I'd hear from you again. I need information. On what? Victoria Hale. Another pause, longer this time. That's a bad name to say out loud. I know. Why are you asking about her? Emily hesitates. She's surfaced, got taken by contractors. DOD wants me to help find her. The man on the other end exhales slowly. You shouldn't get involved. I'm already involved. Then uninvolve yourself. Not an option. Silence. Then, Hale's not just a traitor, Harper. She's connected. Deep state, black budget, the kind of people who don't leave loose ends. You go looking for her, you'll end up dead. Good thing I'm hard to kill, Emily says. The man laughs, bitter, tired. You always were stubborn. Can you help or not? Another pause. I'll make some calls, but Harper, whatever you're walking into, it's bigger than you think. It always is, Emily says. She hangs up. The next morning, Emily doesn't go back to the hospital. She calls in sick, ignoring the passive-aggressive tone of the floor supervisor who answers. She spends the day at her apartment, running searches on her laptop. Hale's name pulls up almost nothing, just a few academic papers, a mention in a medical journal. No social media, no public photos. A ghost. Emily digs deeper, cross-references dates, locations, old mission reports she still has buried in encrypted files. Hale was in Morocco in 2019, Berlin in 2020. Then she vanished. Resurfaced as an oncologist in Mercy Vale 2 years ago. Why here? Why this hospital? Emily opens another file. Mercy Vale General isn't special, mid-sized, underfunded, serves a working-class population, no research grants, no cutting-edge tech. But it does have one thing, a defense contractor's satellite office 3 blocks away. Drexel Systems. They build surveillance tech, encrypted comms, things that don't make the news. Emily pulls up Drexel's employee roster, cross-references it with Hale's patient list. 3 matches. All high-level engineers, all treated for minor conditions over the past 6 months. Emily sits back. Hale wasn't just hiding, she was recruiting. Her phone buzzes, a text from the unknown number. You're asking the right questions. Keep going. Emily's jaw tightens. She types back. Who are you? No response. She grabs her jacket and heads out. Drexel Systems is a glass and steel cube surrounded by a chain-link fence. Security cameras everywhere. A guard shack at the entrance. Emily parks across the street, watches the building for 20 minutes. Employees come and go. Mostly young, tech types. A few older suits. No one looks twice at the battered Honda parked under a tree. Emily's phone buzzes. Another text. 3rd floor, East Wing, Office 312. You'll find what you need. Emily stares at the message. Then she gets out of the car. The guard shack is unmanned. Emily slips through a gap in the fence, moves along the side of the building. She finds a service entrance, props the door with a rock, and slips inside. The hallway is white, sterile. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. Emily moves fast, checking doors, avoiding cameras. She finds the stairwell, climbs to the 3rd floor. Office 312 is locked. Emily pulls a tension wrench and pick from her pocket, old habits, and works the lock. It clicks open in 30 seconds. Inside, the office is small. Desk, computer, filing cabinet. Emily boots up the computer, no password, sloppy. She opens the email client, scans the inbox. Most of it is junk. Internal memos, meeting requests. But one email stands out, sent 2 weeks ago. Subject line, final payment confirmed. Emily opens it. Package delivered, wire transfer complete, client satisfied, all traces removed. No sender name, no signature, just a string of numbers at the bottom. Emily copies the numbers, closes the email, and shuts down the computer. She's halfway to the door when she hears footsteps in the hall. She freezes. The door opens. A man in a dark suit steps inside. Late 30s, clean-cut, expensive watch. He sees Emily and stops. Who the hell are you? He asks. Emily straightens. Cleaning crew. At 2 in the afternoon? Overtime. The man's eyes narrow. He reaches for his phone. Emily moves. She crosses the room in 3 strides, grabs his wrist, twists. The phone clatters to the floor. The man swings at her. She ducks, drives her elbow into his ribs. He grunts, stumbles back. Emily doesn't give him time to recover. She sweeps his legs, drops him hard. He hits the floor, gasping. She picks up his phone, pockets it, and walks out. The hallway is empty. Emily takes the stairs 2 at a time, exits through the service door, and runs for her car. She's 3 blocks away when her phone buzzes. Another text. Same unknown number. Nicely done. Now check his phone. Emily pulls over, unlocks the stolen phone. The man's email is still open. She scrolls through the inbox. More corporate junk. But one email catches her eye, sent yesterday. Subject: Harper sighting confirmed. Emily's blood goes cold. She opens it. Target identified at Mercyvale General. Monitoring advised. Do not engage without authorization. Emily's hands shake. They know. Whoever they are, they've been watching her. She scrolls down. Another email. Sent an hour ago. Harper entered Drexel Systems. Containment protocol initiated. Emily looks up, scans the street. Nothing. No cars. No movement. But she knows. They're coming. She drops the phone on the seat, starts the car, and drives. Her apartment isn't safe. The hospital isn't safe. She needs somewhere off the grid. Somewhere they won't think to look. She pulls into a gas station, parks behind the building, grabs her bag from the trunk. Go bag. Always packed. Always ready. Cash. Fake ID. Burner phone. The thing she swore she'd never need again. She changes clothes in the bathroom. Dark jeans, black jacket, baseball cap. She dumps her old phone in the trash, activates the burner, and walks out. The burner rings almost immediately. She answers. Yeah, the same woman's voice from before. You're running out of time, Harper. Who are you? Someone who knows what Hale was really doing and why they want you dead. Emily's jaw tightens. Talk. Hale wasn't just selling intel. She was building a network, using Drexel's tech to encrypt communications for a foreign operation. And you just stumbled into the middle of it. Why me? Because Frost recognized you, because you're a loose end, and because they know you won't stop digging. Emily leans against the wall. What do you want? I want you to finish what Frost started. Find Hale. Shut her down. And if I don't, they'll kill you and everyone you've ever cared about. Emily's eyes close. I don't have anyone. You sure about that? The line goes dead. Emily stands in silence. Then she gets in the car and drives to the one place she knows they won't expect. Mercyvale General Hospital. The ER is busy. Shift change. Nurses coming and going. Emily slips in through the side entrance, keeps her head down, and heads for the ICU. Frost is in room 4. 2 guards outside. Emily waits until they're distracted by a medical cart being wheeled past, then slips into the room. Inside, Frost is hooked to machines, pale, still, but alive. Emily approaches the bed, leans close. Frost, she whispers, can you hear me? His eyes flutter open. He looks at her. Recognition dawns. Harper. Yeah, it's me. Frost's hand moves just slightly, reaches for hers. They're coming, he rasps. I know. Hale, she's not the real target. Emily leans closer. What do you mean? Frost's breathing is labored. She was a cover for someone else. Who? His eyes close. The monitor beeps, steady, weak. Emily grabs his hand. Frost, who? His lips move. One word. Vanguard. Before Emily can process it, the door bursts open. 2 men in tactical gear storm in, weapons raised. Hands up, now! Emily's hands shoot up. One of the men grabs her, slams her against the wall. The other checks Frost, confirms he's still breathing. Who sent you? The first man demands. Emily doesn't answer. He presses the barrel of his weapon against her temple. I said, who sent you? Emily's voice is calm. No one. The man's finger tightens on the trigger. Then the lights go out. Darkness. Complete. The machines stop humming. Emergency backup lights flicker on, dim, red. Emily moves. She drives her heel into the man's instep. He grunts, his grip loosens. She twists, grabs his weapon, redirects it. A gunshot echoes, wild, hitting the ceiling. Plaster rains down. The second man lunges. Emily pivots, uses the first man as a shield. They collide. She drops low, sweeps the second man's legs. He crashes into a medical cart. Syringes and vials scatter across the floor. Emily rolls, comes up near the door. The first man recovers, raises his weapon. A voice from the hallway. Stand down! Everyone freezes. Captain Nash steps into the room, flashlight in hand. Behind him, 2 more agents. He surveys the scene. Emily near the door, the 2 men breathing hard, Frost still unconscious. Nash's eyes lock on Emily. You just don't listen, do you? Emily straightens. Frost said something before you interrupted. Nash steps closer. What did he say? Vanguard. Nash's expression shifts, just for a second. Fear, or maybe recognition. Did he say anything else? Nash asks. No. Nash turns to the two agents. Get her out of here. Secure the floor. No one else gets in. The agents move toward Emily. She doesn't resist. They grab her arms, march her toward the door. Nash watches her go. Harper. She stops. You're in over your head, he says quietly. Emily looks back. Story of my life. They pull her into the hallway. The hospital is chaos now. Alarms blaring, staff running, patients confused. Emily is dragged through the madness, down the stairs, out a side exit. A black SUV is waiting. They shove her inside. The door slams. The engine roars to life. Emily sits in the back, hands zip-tied in front of her. The two agents are silent. The driver navigates through side streets, avoiding the main roads. Emily tests the zip ties. Tight, but not impossible. She waits. 5 minutes later, the SUV slows. A red light. Traffic. Emily moves fast. She brings her hands up, snaps the zip tie against the edge of the seat. It doesn't break. She does it again. Harder. The tie snaps. The agent next to her turns. Hey! Emily drives her fist into his throat. He chokes, gasps. She grabs his sidearm, levels it at the driver. Pull over, she says. The driver's eyes flick to the rear-view mirror. He sees the gun. His hands tighten on the wheel. Now, Emily says. The driver yanks the wheel. The SUV swerves, jumps the curb, slams into a lamppost. The airbags deploy. Emily is thrown forward, but she keeps her grip on the gun. She kicks the door open, stumbles out. Her head is ringing, vision blurred. The street is empty. Dark. Industrial area. Warehouses. No witnesses. Emily runs. Behind her, she hears shouting, footsteps, but she doesn't look back. She cuts through an alley, vaults a fence, keeps moving. Her lungs burn. Her ribs ache. But she doesn't stop. She emerges onto another street. A bus is pulling away from a stop. Emily sprints, pounds on the door. The driver, a tired woman in her 50s, hesitates, then opens the door. Emily climbs on, drops cash into the fare box, and collapses into a seat near the back. The bus pulls away. Emily watches through the window. No headlights, no pursuit. Not yet. She exhales, leans her head against the glass. Vanguard. The name echoes in her mind. She's heard it before. Years ago. A whispered designation. A project. Something classified. Something buried. And Hale was part of it. Emily pulls out the burner phone. Dials the number from earlier. The man who said he'd make calls. It rings. And rings. No answer. She hangs up. Tries again. Still nothing. Her chest tightens. Something's wrong. The bus stops. Emily gets off, walks 3 blocks, finds a payphone. She dials again. Same number. This time someone picks up. But it's not the man's voice. It's a woman. Calm. Professional. He can't come to the phone right now. Emily's grip tightens. Who is this? You know who this is, Harper. Emily's blood runs cold. You've been busy, the woman continues. Breaking into Drexel, assaulting federal agents, escaping custody. You're making quite the mess. What did you do to him? Emily asks. Nothing. Yet. But that depends on you. Emily's jaw clenches. What do you want? I want you to stop, walk away, disappear, like you did before. And if I don't? Then people you care about start dying, starting with your friend on this line. Emily hears a sound in the background. A groan. Muffled. Pain. Let him go, Emily says. Her voice is ice. Come find us, the woman says. Alone, unarmed, and maybe I will. Where? Check your messages. The line goes dead. Emily pulls the phone away. A text appears. An address. Industrial Park. East side of the city. Emily stares at it. It's a trap. She knows it's a trap. But she has no choice. She pockets the phone, flags down a cab, gives the driver the address. The ride takes 20 minutes. The driver drops her off at the edge of the industrial park. Emily pays, gets out, watches the cab disappear. The park is abandoned. Rusted machinery. Broken windows. Weeds growing through cracked pavement. Emily walks. The address leads to a warehouse at the far end. The door is ajar. No lights inside. Emily stops, scans the area. No movement, no sound. She steps inside. The warehouse is massive, empty, echoes with every step. "I'm here," Emily calls out. Her voice bounces off the walls, silence. Then, from the darkness, a voice. "Took you long enough." Lights flare on. Blinding. Emily shields her eyes. When they adjust, she sees them. The woman from the phone. Mid-40s, business suit, cold eyes. And next to her, on his knees, hands bound, the man Emily called. His face is bruised, blood on his lip. "Let him go," Emily says. The woman smiles. "Not yet." "What do you want?" "I want you to understand something, Harper. You're not a hero. You're not special. You're a loose end, and loose ends get cut." Emily's eyes flick to the man. He shakes his head, warning her. "You don't have to do this," Emily says. "Actually, I do." The woman pulls a pistol from her jacket, levels it at the man's head. "Because you just won't stay down." Emily's heart hammers. "Wait." The woman fires. The gunshot echoes. The man slumps forward. Blood pools beneath him. Emily screams. She lunges, but hands grab her from behind. Two men, dragging her back. The woman steps closer. The gun is still smoking. "That's what happens when you don't listen," she says. Emily struggles, fury in her eyes. "I'll kill you." The woman laughs. "You can try." She raises the gun, points it at Emily's chest. "Any last words?" Emily's breath comes in ragged gasps. Her mind is racing, looking for an out, any out. Then she hears it, a sound, faint, growing louder. Helicopters. The woman's eyes widen. She looks up. The warehouse roof explodes. Ropes drop. Figures descend. Black gear. Military precision. The two men holding Emily are hit. Non-lethal rounds, but they drop hard. Emily rolls free. The woman fires wildly. One of the descending figures returns fire. She goes down, clutching her shoulder. Emily scrambles to her feet. The warehouse is chaos now. Smoke, shouting, tactical teams securing the area. Someone grabs Emily's arm. She spins, ready to fight. It's Nash. "Move!" he shouts. "Now!" He pulls her toward the exit. Behind them, the teams are zip-tying the woman, checking the man Emily called. He's alive, barely, but alive. They burst out of the warehouse. More vehicles, more agents, a helicopter landing nearby. Nash shoves Emily toward it. "Get in!" "What the hell is this?" Emily yells over the rotor wash. Nash doesn't answer. He pushes her inside. The helicopter lifts off before she's even strapped in. Through the window, Emily watches the warehouse shrink below. Agents swarming, lights flashing. Nash sits across from her. He's bleeding from a cut on his forehead. He doesn't seem to notice. "You're welcome," he says. Emily glares at him. "You were tracking me." "Of course I was." "And you let them take him." Nash's jaw tightens. "We needed to know who they were." "So you used him as bait." "I used you as bait," Nash corrects. "He was collateral." Emily lunges. Nash catches her wrists, holds her back. "Easy," he says. "He's alive. That's more than I can say for most people who cross Vanguard." Emily freezes. "You know about Vanguard." Nash releases her, sits back. "I know enough." "Then tell me." Nash looks out the window. The city lights blur below. "Vanguard isn't a person," he says finally. "It's a network. Intelligence operatives, defense contractors, people in very high places. They've been operating off book for over a decade. Hale was one of their assets. So was the woman who just tried to kill you." Emily processes this. "And Frost?" "Frost stumbled onto them. He was investigating Drexel, found the connection to Hale, started digging. They sent her to shut him down." "But she failed. Because of you." Nash looks at her. "You saved his life, which made you a problem." Emily leans back. Her head is pounding. "So what now?" Nash pulls out a tablet, pulls up a file, shows her. Photos, documents, names, dozens of them. "Now," Nash says, You help us take them down. Emily stares at the screen, then at Nash. Why me? Because you're already in, because they think you're dead, and because you're the only one who's gotten this close without ending up in a body bag. Emily's eyes narrow. You're using me. I'm giving you a choice, Nash says. Help us, or spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder. Emily looks out the window. The helicopter is heading north, away from the city, toward something she can't see yet. She thinks about Frost, about the man who just took a bullet because of her, about Hale, about Vanguard, about Lima 7, the person she used to be, the person she swore she'd never be again. She looks back at Nash. What do you need me to do? Nash's expression doesn't change, but there's something in his eyes, relief, maybe, or calculation. First, he says, you need to disappear, officially. We'll stage your death, make it look real. Then we insert you into Vanguard's network, deep cover. You find out who's running it, and you bring me proof. Emily's stomach twists. How long? As long as it takes. And if I say no? Nash doesn't blink. Then you get off this helicopter and we never had this conversation, but Vanguard will find you eventually, and next time, I won't be there to pull you out. Emily sits in silence. The helicopter thrums around her. She thinks about her apartment, her job, the quiet, invisible life she built. All of it is gone now. She looks at Nash. When do we start? Nash hands her the tablet. Now. Emily scrolls through the files, names, photos, connections. A web of corruption and shadow operations stretching across continents, and at the center of it all, one name she doesn't recognize. Director. Blackwell. No photo, no details. Just a name. Emily looks up. Who's Blackwell? Nash's expression darkens. That's what you're going to find out. The helicopter banks. Descending now. Toward a facility Emily doesn't recognize. Concrete, razor wire, off the books. As they land, Emily realizes something. She's not walking into this. She's falling. And there's no way to know where she'll land. The helicopter touches down hard. Emily's teeth rattle. The rotors are still spinning when Nash shoves the door open and pulls her out onto wet tarmac. Rain hammers down, cold and relentless. The facility looms ahead. Concrete bunker, no windows, floodlights cutting through the dark. Nash shouts over the rotor wash. Inside, move! Emily runs. Her shoes splash through puddles. Two guards in black fatigues flank the entrance, weapons lowered but ready. They don't look at her. The door hisses open. She's pushed through. The interior is sterile. White walls, fluorescent lights, the smell of industrial cleaner and stale coffee. Nash is beside her, water dripping from his jacket. He doesn't slow down. They move through a corridor, past closed doors with keypad locks, past agents who glance up and then away. Nash stops at a door marked B7. He swipes a card. The lock clicks. Inside, the room is small. A table, 2 chairs, a laptop, a single overhead light. Nash gestures to a chair. Sit. Emily sits. Nash closes the door, locks it from the inside. He sets the laptop on the table, opens it, and turns it toward her. The screen shows a live feed. Security footage. Multiple angles. A warehouse. Bodies on gurneys. Forensic teams moving through the scene. That's the warehouse where you almost died an hour ago, Nash says. We're processing it now. 3 confirmed dead, 2 in custody. The woman who shot your contact? She's alive. Talking. Emily watches the screen. Her hands are shaking. She clasps them together under the table. What's she saying? Emily asks. Nash pulls up another file. Audio transcription. Emily scans it. Harper was the trigger. She was never supposed to survive the ER. Frost recognized her. That changed everything. Emily looks up. They wanted me dead from the start. Yeah, Nash says. But you didn't die. And now they're scrambling. He closes the laptop, leans back, studies her. You understand what I'm asking you to do? He says. Emily meets his eyes. You want me to go dark, become someone else, get inside Vanguard and find Blackwell. Exactly. And you think I can do that? Nash's expression doesn't change. I think you're the only one who can. Emily exhales. What's the cover? Nash opens a drawer, pulls out a folder, slides it across the table. Inside, there's a passport, a driver's license, credit cards, all in a different name. Julia Brennan. Emily picks up the passport. The photo is hers, taken God knows when. The birth date is different. The birthplace, too. Julia Brennan, Nash says. Former logistics coordinator for a private military contractor. Clean record, low profile. Exactly the kind of person Vanguard recruits. Emily flips through the documents. Everything looks real, too real. How long have you had this ready? She asks. Nash doesn't answer. Emily sets the passport down. You were planning this before I ever walked into that interrogation room. I was planning for contingencies, Nash says. You just happened to be the right contingency. Emily's jaw tightens. What if I'd said no? Then I'd have found someone else. Nash leans forward. But I didn't want someone else. I wanted you. Why? Because you've been where they operate. You know how they think, and you've already proven you can survive them. Emily looks at the documents again. Julia Brennan, a ghost, just like Emily Harper. What's the insertion point? She asks. Nash pulls up a map on the laptop. A city, coastal, unfamiliar. Port Vega, he says. 200 miles south. Vanguard has a front company there. Security consulting firm. They hire ex-military, ex-intelligence. You'll apply. Get hired. Work your way up. Emily studies the map. Port Vega is industrial. Shipping yards, warehouses. The kind of place where people disappear and no one asks questions. How do I make contact? Emily asks. Nash hands her a phone. Sleek, encrypted. This is your lifeline, he says. One number programmed in. Mine. You call it once a week. Check-in. 30 seconds. No more. If you miss a check-in, I assume you're compromised. And then what? Then you're on your own. Emily pockets the phone. What about backup? There is no backup. You're a ghost. If Vanguard finds out who you really are, I can't pull you out. You'll be dead before I even know you're in trouble. Emily sits in silence. The weight of it settles on her chest. When do I leave? She asks. Nash checks his watch. 4 hours. We'll stage your death tonight. Car accident. Body burned beyond recognition. Dental records will match. By morning, Emily Harper is gone. Emily's throat tightens. And if I survive this? Nash looks at her. Then you come home. New identity, new life, clean slate. You promise that? Nash's expression softens, just slightly. I promise to try. Emily nods. She doesn't believe him, but it doesn't matter. She's already gone. 4 hours later, Emily is standing in a garage beneath the facility. A sedan is parked in the center. Wrecked, crumpled hood, shattered windshield, blood on the dashboard. Nash is beside her. This is what they'll find. Your car, your blood, your DNA. The fire will do the rest. Emily stares at the wreck. It looks real, too real. Whose blood? She asks. Does it matter? Emily doesn't answer. Nash hands her a duffel bag. Everything you need. Cash, documents, burner phones, a weapon. Emily unzips the bag. Inside there's a Glock 19, 2 spare mags, a knife, and $10,000 in unmarked bills. She zips it closed. What about Frost? He's stable. Medically induced coma. We're moving him to a secure facility. He'll be safe. And the man who got shot because of me? Nash hesitates. He's in surgery, 50-50 chance, but he's tough. He'll pull through. Emily's hands tighten on the bag. He better. Nash nods. There's a car waiting outside. It'll take you to a safe house in Port Vega. You'll stay there tonight. Tomorrow, you start the job search. Emily slings the bag over her shoulder. Anything else? Nash pulls out a small envelope, hands it to her. Inside, there's a photo. A man, mid-60s, silver hair, sharp suit, cold eyes. That's Blackwell, Nash says. Or at least that's the closest we've gotten to him. Taken 6 months ago, Eastern Europe. He's careful, paranoid. If you get within 10 feet of him, you're already dead. Emily studies the photo, commits it to memory. What's his real name? We don't know. Blackwell is an alias. Could be one of a dozen. He's a phantom. Emily pockets the photo. Then I'll find him. Nash walks her to the elevator. They ride in silence. When the doors open, Emily steps out into a loading bay. A black SUV is idling near the exit. Nash doesn't follow. He stays in the elevator. Watches her. "Harper," he says. She turns. "Don't trust anyone," he says. "Not even the people who smile at you." Emily nods. The elevator doors close. She gets in the SUV. The driver doesn't speak. Doesn't look at her. He just drives. The ride takes 3 hours. Emily watches the landscape change. Urban sprawl, suburbs, industrial zones. Finally, Port Vega. The city rises from the coast like rusted bones. Cranes, cargo ships. The smell of salt and diesel. The SUV stops in front of a rundown apartment complex. The driver hands her a key. "Third floor, Unit 12. Everything you need is inside." Emily takes the key, gets out. The SUV drives away. The apartment is small, 1 bedroom, kitchenette, a window overlooking an alley. On the table, there's a laptop, a stack of files, and a note. "Job posting attached. Apply tomorrow. Use the Brennan identity. Don't deviate." Emily sets the duffel bag down, opens the laptop. The job posting is for a security consultant. Experience required, military background preferred. The company is called Sentinel Solutions. Emily runs a search. Sentinel Solutions has a website, professional, generic, the kind of front that looks legitimate until you dig deeper. She digs. The company is registered in Delaware. No public records, no employee listings, just a contact email and a phone number. Emily opens a new document, starts drafting a resume. Julia Brennan, former Army logistics. Honorable discharge. Security clearance. She keeps it clean, professional, boring. She submits it at 2 a.m. By 8 a.m., she gets a response. "Thank you for your interest. Please attend an interview tomorrow at 10 a.m., address below." Emily reads the address. It's a warehouse district, east side of the city. She closes the laptop, sleeps for 3 hours. Wakes up. Showers. Dresses in business casual, dark slacks, white blouse. No jewelry. No makeup. She looks like someone who doesn't want to be noticed. Perfect. The warehouse district is desolate. Broken pavement, graffiti-tagged walls. The address leads to a corrugated metal building with a single entrance. No sign, no windows. Emily approaches. Knocks. The door opens. A man in a suit, late 20s, clean cut. He looks her up and down. "Julia Brennan?" "Yeah." "Come in." Emily steps inside. The interior is cold, industrial. A desk, a chair, a single lamp. The man gestures to the chair. "Sit." Emily sits. The man stays standing. He pulls out a tablet, scrolls through it. "Your resume says you were Army logistics," he says. "That's right." "Deployed?" "Twice. Afghanistan. Iraq." "Why'd you leave?" Emily's expression doesn't change. "I was done." The man looks up. "Done with what?" "Taking orders." He smirks. "Fair enough." He sets the tablet down. "This job isn't glamorous. You'll coordinate shipments, manage inventory, handle security for high-value clients. Boring work. Long hours. But it pays well." "How well?" $75,000, plus bonuses. Emily nods. "When do I start?" The man studies her. "You don't ask what we're shipping?" "I assume if it was legal, you wouldn't need someone with my background." The man's smirk widens. "Smart." He stands. "You start Monday. Be here at 6 a.m. Don't be late." He walks to the door, opens it. Emily stands. "That's it?" "That's it." She walks out. The door closes behind her. She's in. The weekend passes slowly. Emily stays in the apartment, reads the files Nash left, studies Vanguard's known operations, shell companies, arms deals, blackmail, assassination. They're a hydra. Cut off one head, 2 more grow. And Blackwell is the brain. Monday morning, Emily arrives at the warehouse at 5:45 a.m. The man in the suit is already there. He hands her an ID badge. Julia Brennan, security consultant. Emily clips it to her shirt. He leads her through the warehouse. It's massive. Rows of shipping containers, forklifts, workers in coveralls moving crates. Your job is simple, the man says. Monitor the shipments. Make sure nothing goes missing. Report any discrepancies. To who? To me. He doesn't give his name. Emily spends the first week watching, learning. The shipments come in at night, unmarked trucks, drivers who don't make eye contact. The crates are labeled with codes. No manifests, no paperwork. Emily takes notes, memorizes patterns. On Friday, she's approached by a woman, mid-40s, tailored suit, sharp eyes. "You're new," the woman says. "Started this week." "How are you finding it?" Emily shrugs. "It's a job." The woman smiles. "Good answer." She extends a hand. "I'm Ms. Klein. I oversee operations here." Emily shakes her hand. "Julia Brennan." Klein's grip is firm. "I've heard good things. You're efficient, quiet. We like that." "Thanks." Klein tilts her head. "How would you feel about taking on more responsibility?" Emily's pulse ticks up, but her face stays neutral. "Depends on what it involves. Client liaison. You'd coordinate directly with our high-value accounts, handle their security needs. Travel. Discretion required." Emily pretends to think. "What's the pay?" "Double what you're making now." Emily nods. "I'm in." Klein smiles. "I thought you might be." She hands Emily a card. "Be at this address tomorrow, 8 p.m. Wear something presentable." Emily takes the card. The address is across town. Upscale district. Klein walks away. Emily waits until she's alone. Then she pulls out the encrypted phone, dials Nash. He answers on the first ring. "Talk." "I'm in deeper. They're moving me up." "How fast?" "1 week." Nash pauses. "That's too fast." "I know. They're testing you. Be careful." "I will." She hangs up. The next night, Emily arrives at the address. It's a penthouse, marble lobby, doorman. She gives her name. He checks a list, nods. "Top floor." Emily takes the elevator. The doors open to a sprawling apartment, floor-to-ceiling windows, city lights stretching to the horizon. A dozen people inside, all dressed expensively. Champagne, quiet conversations. Klein is near the window. She waves Emily over. "Glad you could make it," Klein says. She hands Emily a glass of champagne. "This is where we do real business." Emily sips. The champagne is expensive, too expensive. Klein lowers her voice. "The people here? They're our clients, senators, CEOs, generals. They have problems. We solve them." Emily scans the room. She recognizes a face. A senator from the East Coast. Another. A tech billionaire. "What kind of problems?" Emily asks. Klein smiles. "The kind that require discretion." Emily nods. She's starting to understand. An hour later, a man approaches. Late 50s, expensive suit, graying at the temples. "You're new," he says. Emily turns. "I am. And you're military." "Was." He extends a hand. "I'm Mr. Graves. I run logistics for some of our more sensitive operations." Emily shakes his hand. "Julia Brennan." Graves studies her. "Klein says you're reliable." "I try to be." "Good. Because I have a job. Next week. High-value transport. Client wants someone they can trust." "Interested?" Emily doesn't hesitate. "What's the cargo?" Graves smiles. "Does it matter?" Emily meets his eyes. "Not really." "Then you're hired." He walks away. Emily's chest tightens. She's deeper now, deeper than Nash expected, deeper than she planned. But she's close, she can feel it. The next week, Emily is briefed on the transport, a convoy, 3 trucks, armed escorts. The cargo is locked in reinforced crates. No one tells her what's inside. The route is mapped out. Coastal highway, 200 miles, ending at a private airstrip. Emily drives the lead truck. Graves is in the passenger seat. Behind them, 2 more trucks. 6 armed guards total. They leave at midnight. The highway is empty. Dark. Emily keeps her speed steady, her hands on the wheel, her mind racing. Halfway through the route, Graves gets a call. He listens. His expression hardens. Change of plans, he says. We're diverting. Emily glances at him. Where? Secondary location, 20 miles east. Emily's stomach twists. Why? Graves doesn't answer. He just points. Turn here. Emily turns. The road narrows. Gravel. Trees closing in. Emily's hand drifts toward the Glock hidden under her seat. They drive for 10 minutes, then Graves tells her to stop. Emily pulls over. The other trucks stop behind her. Graves gets out. Stay here. Emily watches him walk toward the tree line. 2 of the guards follow. Emily waits. Her pulse is hammering now. Then she hears it. Gunfire. She grabs the Glock, kicks the door open, rolls out. The guards from the second truck are firing into the trees. Muzzle flashes. Shouting. Emily stays low. Moves toward cover. Graves is on the ground, blood spreading across his chest. Emily's breath catches. She scans the tree line, sees movement. 3 figures. Tactical gear. They're advancing. Emily raises the Glock. Fires. 1 figure drops. The other 2 return fire. Bullets tear through the truck behind her. Glass shatters. Emily moves. Flanks left. Fires again. Another figure goes down. The third turns, runs. Emily chases. She crashes through the underbrush, her lungs burning. The figure is fast, but Emily is faster. She tackles them. They hit the ground hard. Emily rips off the mask. It's a woman, young, terrified. Emily presses the gun to her forehead. Who sent you? The woman gasps. I don't know. I swear. Bullshit. Please, they just told us to stop the convoy. Emily's jaw tightens. Who's they? The woman's eyes flick past Emily, widen. Emily spins. Too late. Something hits her. Hard. She's thrown forward. The Glock flies from her hand. She rolls. Comes up. A man is standing over her. Massive. Armed. He raises his weapon. Emily drives her foot into his knee. He buckles. She grabs his weapon. Twists. Fires. He drops. Emily staggers back. Her ribs scream. She's bleeding. Doesn't know from where. She retrieves the Glock. Turns back to the woman. She's gone. Emily curses. Limps back to the convoy. Graves is dead. 2 guards are wounded. The third is securing the cargo. Klein arrives 20 minutes later. Black SUV. She surveys the scene. Her face is stone. What happened? She asks. Emily wipes blood from her mouth. Ambush. Who? Don't know. 3 shooters, 2 dead, 1 escaped. Klein's eyes narrow. And you just happened to survive. Emily meets her gaze. I'm good at that. Klein studies her. Then she nods. Get in the SUV. We're leaving. Emily climbs in. Klein drives. They don't speak for 20 miles. Finally, Klein breaks the silence. You did well tonight. Emily doesn't respond. Klein glances at her. Most people would have run. I'm not most people. Klein smiles. No, you're not. They arrive at a compound. Gated, armed guards. Klein leads Emily inside. The interior is sleek, modern. A conference room. Monitors on the walls. And sitting at the head of the table? Emily's breath stops. It's him. Silver hair, sharp suit, cold eyes, Blackwell. He looks at Emily, his expression unreadable. Ms. Brennan, he says. His voice is smooth, controlled. I've heard a lot about you. Emily forces herself to breathe, to stay calm. Likewise, she says. Blackwell stands, walks toward her. He's tall, imposing. You saved a valuable shipment tonight, he says. That doesn't go unnoticed. Emily nods. Just doing my job. Blackwell stops in front of her, studies her. I think you're capable of much more, he says. Emily's heart is pounding, but her face stays neutral. What did you have in mind? She asks. Blackwell smiles. How would you like to work directly for me? Emily doesn't hesitate. I'm listening. Blackwell's smile widens. He gestures toward the conference table. Sit. Emily sits. Blackwell takes the chair across from her. Klein remains standing near the door, arms crossed, watching. Blackwell leans back. You handled yourself well tonight. Most people panic when bullets start flying. You didn't. Training, Emily says. Military training prepares you for combat. It doesn't prepare you for thinking under pressure. You did both. He taps the table. That's rare. Emily keeps her expression neutral. What's the job? Blackwell pulls a tablet from his jacket, swipes, turns it toward her. On the screen is a photo. A man, late 40s, expensive suit, pinched face. Senator Richard Crane, Blackwell says. He's been a client of ours for 3 years. We've handled security, logistics, certain delicate matters, but recently he's become unreliable. Emily studies the photo. Unreliable how? He's talking to people he shouldn't be talking to, journalists, federal investigators. He thinks he can walk away from us. Emily's pulse ticks up, but she keeps her voice flat. And you want me to what? Convince him otherwise? Blackwell's eyes narrow. I want you to make sure he never talks again. The room goes silent. Emily meets his gaze. You want him dead. I want him gone. How you accomplish that is up to you. Emily sits back. Her mind is racing. This is it. The moment where she either commits fully or blows her cover. She chooses carefully. Why me? You've got people who do this. Because those people are known, tracked. You're new, clean. No one's watching you yet. Blackwell leans forward. And because I want to see if you have the stomach for it. Emily holds his stare. When? Friday. He'll be at his beach house, alone, no security, no witnesses. Emily nods slowly. I'll need details, layouts, schedules. Blackwell slides the tablet across. Everything's there. Emily takes it. And if I do this, then you become part of the inner circle. Real money, real power. You won't be running convoys anymore. Emily stands. I'll get it done. Blackwell stands too. He extends a hand. Emily shakes it. His grip is cold. Don't disappoint me, he says. Emily leaves the compound. Klein drives her back to her apartment. They don't speak. When Emily gets out, Klein rolls down the window. Word of advice, Klein says. Don't overthink this. Crane's a dead man either way. The only question is whether you're the one who benefits. Emily doesn't respond. She walks inside. The apartment is dark. Emily locks the door, pulls the blinds, and sits on the floor. She pulls out the encrypted phone, dials Nash. He answers immediately. Status. I just met Blackwell. Silence. Then, you're sure it was him? Positive. Silver hair, cold eyes. Everything matches. Nash exhales. What did he want? Emily hesitates. He wants me to kill Senator Crane. Another pause, longer. When? Friday. Nash swears under his breath. Crane's one of ours. He's been feeding us intel on Vanguard for 6 months. If they take him out, I know, Emily interrupts. That's why I'm calling. Can you stall? Not without blowing my cover. Nash goes quiet. Emily can hear him thinking. What if we flip this? Nash says finally. How? You go to the beach house, but instead of killing Crane, you extract him. We stage his death, make it look real. Blackwell thinks the job's done. Crane disappears into witness protection. Everyone wins. Emily considers this. That's a lot of moving parts. You got a better idea? She doesn't. I'll need a team, Emily says. Backup, someone to handle the body double, and a clean exit. I'll have a crew in place by Thursday night. You just get Crane to cooperate. And if he doesn't, then you make him. The line goes dead. Emily sits in the dark. Her ribs ache. Her hands are still shaking from the ambush. She's tired, bone-deep tired. But she can't stop now. She opens the tablet Blackwell gave her, studies Crane's schedule. His beach house is isolated. Cliffside. One access road, no neighbors for half a mile. Perfect for an execution or an extraction. Emily spends the next 3 days preparing. She drives to the beach house, scopes it out, memorizes the layout, identifies exits, cameras, vulnerabilities. She runs the route a dozen times, finds the weak points in the security system, outdated motion sensors that trigger only on sustained movement, blind spots in the camera coverage near the northern tree line. She times everything. From the back door to the deck, 42 seconds. From the deck to the beach access path, 90 seconds if running. She measures distances, wind direction, tide schedules. On Wednesday night, Emily breaks into a storage facility on the edge of town. She needs gear. Nash won't provide through official channels. Inside a unit registered to a name that doesn't exist, she finds what she's looking for: night vision goggles, a suppressed .22, climbing rope, and a waterproof dry bag. She takes what she needs and leaves cash, old habits from a life she thought she'd left behind. Thursday afternoon, she receives a burner text from Nash with coordinates. She drives 2 hours north to a rest stop outside the city. A van is waiting. No markings. No plates. A woman gets out, late 30s, athletic build, no-nonsense expression. "I'm Agent Reeves," the woman says. "I'll be handling the body placement." Emily nods. "You have the double?" Reeves opens the van's back door. Inside, a body bag, unzipped enough to show the face. The resemblance to Crane is uncanny. Same age, same build, even the same receding hairline. "DOD database," Reeves says. "Unclaimed body from a Baltimore morgue. Died 3 weeks ago. Heart attack. We've done dental work, fingerprint alteration. He'll pass initial identification." Emily studies the body. "What about DNA? Fire will take care of most of it. What's left will be degraded enough to buy us time. By the time anyone questions it, Crane will be in a bunker in Montana with a new face." Emily closes the van. "Extraction team?" "2 agents, maritime unit. They'll be offshore, half a mile out. You get Crane to the water, they'll do the rest." "And the fire?" Reeves hands her a small device. Looks like a smartphone. "Delayed incendiary. Planted in the kitchen. Timer set for 30 minutes after activation. It'll start in the gas line, spread fast. Whole place will be ash in an hour." Emily pockets the device. "You sure about the timeline?" "Tested it 3 times. It works." Emily wants to believe her, but she's been in enough operations to know that nothing ever goes exactly as planned. Thursday night, Emily doesn't sleep. She sits in her apartment, running through scenarios. What if Crane panics? What if Blackwell sends more than 2 men? What if the boat doesn't show? At 3 a.m., her phone buzzes. "Nash. Change of plans," he says. Emily's stomach drops. What kind of change? Blackwell's moving up his timetable. He's sending a surveillance team to Crane's house tomorrow morning. "You need to move tonight." Emily checks her watch. "That's 4 hours from now." "I know. Can you do it?" Emily grabs her gear. "I don't have a choice." Extraction team is already en route. They'll be in position by 5 a.m. You have a 2-hour window. Emily's pulling on her jacket. "What about Reeves?" "She's already at the house. Body's in place. Device is set. All you need to do is get Crane out." Emily grabs her keys. "And if the surveillance team shows up early?" Nash doesn't answer right away. "Then you improvise." Emily hangs up. She's out the door in 60 seconds. The drive to the beach house takes 90 minutes. Emily pushes the Honda hard, ignoring speed limits on the empty coastal highway. The sun isn't up yet. The world is gray and cold. She parks a half-mile out, just like before. Grabs her gear and moves through the tree line on foot. The house comes into view, lights off, no movement. She checks her watch. 4:47 a.m. 13 minutes until the extraction window opens. Emily circles to the north side, finds the blind spot she mapped earlier. She's about to move when she hears it. A car engine. She drops low. Headlights cut through the trees. A black sedan pulls up to the front of the house. 2 men get out, suits, earpieces. They're not surveillance, they're advanced security. Emily's pulse spikes. They're early. She watches them approach the front door. One pulls out a keycard. They're going inside. Emily moves fast. She sprints to the back door, picks the lock in 15 seconds, and slips inside. The house is dark, silent. She moves through the kitchen into the hallway, voices from the front room. The 2 men are talking. One is on the phone. "Yeah, we're here. House is clear. No sign of..." He stops. Footsteps on the stairs. Someone's coming down. Emily presses herself against the wall. Her hand moves to the Glock at her waist. A figure appears in the bottom of the stairs. Crane. He's in pajamas, eyes wide with fear. One of the men sees him. "Senator, didn't expect you up this early." Crane freezes. "Who are you?" "Security. Mr. Blackwell sent us." Crane's face goes white. "I didn't ask for security. Wasn't a request." The second man steps forward. His hand moves to his jacket. Emily makes a decision. She steps out from the hallway, weapon raised. Hands up, she says. Both men spin, reach for their weapons. Emily fires. 2 shots. Both men drop. Crane stumbles back, horrified. What the hell? Emily grabs his arm. We don't have time. Come with me. Now. Crane yanks his arm free. Who are you? I'm the person trying to save your life. Nash sent me. Recognition flares in Crane's eyes. Nash? Yeah. Now move. Crane hesitates, looks at the bodies. You just killed them. They were going to kill you. We need to go. Crane's breathing is ragged, but he nods. Emily pulls him toward the back door. They're halfway across the kitchen when she hears another car. She looks out the window. 2 more vehicles, 4 men getting out. Shit, Emily mutters. Crane's voice cracks. What do we do? Emily scans the room. The incendiary device is already planted. She checks her watch. Timer's active. 28 minutes until it blows. She can't wait that long. She pulls Crane toward the basement door. Down. Now. They descend into darkness. Emily closes the door behind them, locks it. She can hear footsteps above. Shouting. Someone found the bodies. The basement is unfinished. Concrete floor. Small windows near the ceiling. Emily moves to the far wall, finds the window she'd identified during recon. It's painted shut. She smashes it with the butt of her Glock. Glass shatters. She clears the frame. Out, she tells Crane. Crane looks at the window. I can't fit through that. You will. She boosts him up. He squirms through, grunting. Falls onto the ground outside. Emily follows. She's halfway out when the basement door explodes inward. Gunfire erupts. Bullets tear into the wall above her head. She drops outside, rolls, comes up running. Crane is on his feet, stumbling. Emily grabs him, pulls him toward the tree line. Behind them, men are pouring out of the house. Flashlights, weapons. Emily and Crane crash into the trees, branches whip at their faces. Crane is gasping, struggling to keep up. I can't. You can, Emily says. Keep moving. They break through the tree line onto the beach. The ocean stretches before them, dark and vast. Emily scans the water. There, half a mile out, a boat, running lights off. But she can see the silhouette. Emily pulls a flashlight from her pocket, clicks it 3 times. The signal. The boat's engine roars to life. It starts moving toward shore. Behind them, the men are closing in. 50 yards. 40. Emily shoves Crane toward the water. Swim! Crane looks at the waves. I'm not a strong swimmer. Then float. Just get in the water. Gunfire erupts. Sand kicks up around them. Emily returns fire, forcing the men into cover. Crane runs into the surf, stumbles, falls, gets up, keeps going. Emily backs into the water, firing. Her magazine runs dry. She ejects it, slams in a fresh one. The boat is 200 yards out, closing fast. Crane is in up to his chest now, struggling against the current. Emily dives in, swims hard. She reaches Crane, grabs him. Don't fight it. I've got you. She pulls him toward the boat. Her arms burn. Salt water stings her eyes. The boat is 100 yards out. 75. Bullets hit the water around them. Emily dives, pulling Crane under. They surface. She keeps swimming, 50 yards. The boat cuts its engine. 2 agents lean over the side, reaching, 20 yards. Emily shoves Crane forward. The agents grab him, haul him aboard. Emily's right behind. Hands pull her up. She collapses on the deck. The engine roars. The boat turns, speeds away. Behind them, on the shore, the men are still firing, but the bullets fall short. Emily lies on the deck, gasping, water streaming from her clothes. One of the agents leans over her. You okay? Emily nods. Can't speak yet. Crane is beside her, shaking. What about my family? The agent hands him a phone. They're safe. Talk to your wife. Crane takes the phone with trembling hands, dials, waits. His face crumbles when she answers. Emily looks away, gives him privacy. She checks her watch. The incendiary should go off in 6 minutes. She looks back at the shore. The house is just visible through the dawn light. The agents are busy securing Crane. One of them sits beside Emily. Hell of an extraction, he says. Emily wipes her face. It got messy. They usually do. Emily closes her eyes. Her shoulder throbs where she was grazed during the convoy ambush. Her ribs ache. She's running on empty. But Crane is alive. The boat docks at a private marina 30 miles down the coast. Nash is waiting. He pulls Crane off the boat, hands him to a team of marshals. "You did good, Senator," Nash says. "We'll take it from here." Crane looks back at Emily. "Thank you." Emily nods. She doesn't trust herself to speak. Crane is led to a van. It drives away. Nash turns to Emily. "You hurt?" "I'm fine." "Liar." He gestures to a medic standing nearby. "Get her checked out." Emily waves him off. "I said I'm fine." Nash's phone buzzes. He checks it. His expression hardens. "What?" Emily asks. Nash shows her the screen. It's a news alert. Breaking. Beach house explosion kills Senator Richard Crane. Federal investigation underway. Emily reads it. "Reeves planted the body?" "Yeah, fire's already spreading. By the time investigators get there, it'll be a crime scene. Body will be burned, but identifiable enough to close the case." Emily exhales. "So Blackwell thinks I succeeded. For now." Nash pockets the phone. "But we've got a problem." "What kind of problem?" Nash pulls up another file on his phone. Security footage. From the beach house. The two men Emily shot. "Blackwell's going to want to know what happened to his advance team," Nash says. "And when he sees this footage, he's going to know someone else was there." Emily's stomach drops. "The cameras. Yeah, we're scrubbing them now, but Blackwell's paranoid. He's got backups, off-site servers. It's only a matter of time before he sees it." Emily's jaw tightens. "So I'm blown." "Not yet, but close." Nash looks at her. "We need to move fast, 48 hours, maybe less. We use that time to get everything we can, names, accounts, locations. Then we burn Vanguard to the ground." Emily's mind is racing. "How?" Nash pulls out a different phone, shows her a file. "Crane gave us access codes, encrypted servers, financial records, everything Vanguard's been hiding for a decade. But we need someone on the inside to upload a worm, someone Blackwell still trusts." Emily's blood runs cold. "You want me to go back?" "One last time." Emily stares at him. "You're insane." "Probably." Nash steps closer. "But you're the only one who can do this. Blackwell thinks you killed Crane. He thinks you're loyal. You've got access. You walk in, upload the worm, walk out. 10 minutes. That's all we need." Emily shakes her head. "And if they catch me?" Nash doesn't answer. His silence is answer enough. Emily looks out at the water. The sun is rising now, orange light bleeding across the waves. She thinks about Frost, about the man who took a bullet because of her, about every person Vanguard has destroyed. She turns back to Nash. "When?" "Tomorrow night. Blackwell's hosting a gala. All the key players, senators, CEOs, generals, black tie event. You'll have access to the main server room during the party. 10 minutes. That's all you need." Emily takes the phone, studies the file. "The server room is on the 3rd floor. Restricted access. Key card required." "How do I get the key card?" she asks. Nash pulls one from his pocket. "Klein's. We cloned it this morning." Emily pockets it. "And then?" "Then you run. We'll have extraction ready. Rooftop, helicopter. You get to the roof, we pull you out." Emily's hands are shaking. She clasps them together. "What if I don't make it to the roof?" Nash puts a hand on her shoulder. "Then you fought like hell, and we finished this without you." Emily pulls away. "That's not comforting. It's not supposed to be." Emily walks to the edge of the dock, looks down at the water. Her reflection stares back. Pale, exhausted, hollow-eyed. She doesn't recognize herself anymore. "Harper," Nash says behind her. She turns. "You've done more than anyone could have asked," he says. "If you want out, I'll understand. We'll find another way." Emily wants to say yes, wants to walk away, disappear, become someone new. But she knows she can't, because Vanguard won't stop. Even if Blackwell falls, there'll be someone else, another network, another monster, unless she burns it all down. "I'll do it," Emily says. Nash nods. "I'll have everything ready." Emily spends the rest of the day preparing. She returns to her apartment, showers, tries to sleep. Can't. Her mind won't stop spinning. At 6 p.m., Nash calls. "Package is ready. Black dress. Heels. Invitation. Everything you need. Emily picks up the package from a dead drop 2 blocks away. Inside, the dress is elegant, expensive. The invitation is embossed with gold lettering. You are cordially invited to the Vanguard Foundation annual gala. Emily almost laughs. They're not even hiding it anymore. She dresses. Does her hair, makeup. She looks like someone who belongs at a gala. Someone with money, power, influence. Someone she's not. At 8 p.m., a car picks her up. The driver doesn't speak, just drives. The gala is at a mansion on the north side of the city. Sprawling estate, valet parking, security at every entrance. Emily steps out of the car, hands her invitation to the guard at the door. He scans it, waves her through. Inside, the mansion is opulent. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, a string quartet playing in the corner. Guests in tuxedos and gowns, champagne glasses in hand. Emily takes a glass from a passing waiter, scans the room. Klein is near the fireplace, talking to a man in a military dress uniform. Blackwell is at the center, holding court with a group of senators. Emily's heart is pounding, but she keeps her face neutral. She moves through the crowd, nodding politely, making small talk when necessary. She's halfway to the stairs when Blackwell sees her. He excuses himself from the senators. Approaches. "Miss Brennan," he says. His smile is warm, but his eyes are cold. "I wasn't sure you'd come." Emily raises her glass. "Wouldn't miss it." Blackwell studies her. "I heard about Crane. Well done." "Thank you." "Walk with me." It's not a request. Blackwell leads her through the crowd out onto a balcony. The city stretches below, glittering in the night. They're alone now. Blackwell turns to face her. "I need to ask you something." Emily's pulse spikes, but she keeps her voice steady. "What?" "The men I sent to monitor you. What happened to them?" Emily doesn't blink. "They were compromised. Crane had backup I didn't know about. Federal agents. They killed your men. I barely got out." Blackwell's eyes narrow. "And yet Crane is dead." "I finished the job. That's what matters." Blackwell steps closer. "You see, I want to believe you, but something doesn't add up." Emily's hand drifts toward her purse. The Glock is inside. Small, concealed. "What doesn't add up?" she asks. Blackwell pulls out a phone, shows her a video. It's security footage from the beach house. Emily shooting the 2 men. Her blood goes cold. "You killed them," Blackwell says quietly. "Not federal agents. You." Emily's mind races. "They were about to blow my cover. I had no choice." "And the boat? The one that pulled you and Crane out of the water?" Emily's breath stops. Blackwell smiles. "You see, I have cameras everywhere, even offshore. Thermal imaging. I saw everything." Emily's hand moves to her purse. Blackwell is faster. He grabs her wrist, twists. The purse falls. The Glock clatters across the balcony. "Who do you really work for?" Blackwell asks. Emily doesn't answer. Blackwell pulls a weapon from his jacket, presses it against her ribs. "Tell me the truth, and maybe I let you live." Emily meets his eyes. "I work for the people you've been destroying, and we're going to burn you to the ground." Blackwell's expression doesn't change. "Wrong answer." He pulls the trigger. The gunshot is muffled. Pain explodes in Emily's side. She gasps, stumbles back. Blackwell catches her, holds her upright. "You were good," he says, "but not good enough." Emily's vision blurs. She can feel blood spreading across her dress, but she's still standing because the thumb drive is in her other pocket. The worm. She just needs to get to the server room. Blackwell is about to fire again when the balcony door bursts open. Klein steps out. "Sir, we have a problem." Blackwell turns. "What?" "Federal agents. Outside. Dozens of them." Blackwell's face goes pale. Emily uses the distraction. She drives her elbow into his throat. Blackwell chokes, drops the gun. Emily grabs it, fires. The bullet hits Blackwell in the shoulder. He spins, crashes into the railing. Klein raises her weapon. Emily fires first. Klein drops. Emily stumbles back inside. The gala is chaos now. Guests screaming, security shouting, sirens wailing outside. Emily clutches her side. Blood seeping through her fingers. She moves through the crowd toward the stairs. She reaches the 3rd floor. The server room is at the end of the hall. She swipes the keycard. The door unlocks. Inside, rows of servers hum. Emily finds the main terminal, pulls out the thumb drive with shaking hands. She jams it in. The screen flares. Uploading. The door behind her explodes. Blackwell storms in. Blood pouring from his shoulder. Weapon raised. Step away from the terminal, he says. Emily doesn't move. The upload is at 40%. Step away. Emily looks at him. Blood on her dress. Pain screaming through her side. No, she says. Blackwell fires. The bullet hits her. High on the chest. She spins. Hits the floor. Pain. White hot. Blinding. She can't breathe. Blackwell approaches. Stands over her. You should have stayed dead. Emily looks at the screen. The upload is at 70%. She laughs. Blood bubbles on her lips. You're done. Blackwell aims at her head. A gunshot echoes. Blackwell jerks. Blood sprays. He stumbles. Falls. Emily turns her head. Nash is in the doorway. Weapon smoking. Behind him, federal agents flood the room. Nash rushes to Emily. Kneels beside her. Stay with me. Emily's eyes are closing. Did it work? Nash looks at the screen. Upload complete. Data streaming. Names, accounts, operations, locations. Everything. Yeah, Nash says. It worked. Emily's head falls back. Good. The world goes dark. She wakes 3 days later in a hospital. White walls, machines beeping. Her chest is wrapped. Her side too. Pain meds dull the edges. Nash is sitting beside her bed. How long? Emily asks. Her voice is rough. 3 days. You flatlined twice, but you're stubborn. Emily tries to sit up. Can't. Blackwell? Dead. Bled out before the paramedics arrived. Klein. In custody. Singing like a canary. We've arrested 43 people so far. Senators, generals, CEOs, more arrests coming daily. Emily closes her eyes. Frost? Nash smiles. He's here, next floor up, asking about you every damn hour. Emily's chest tightens. Crane? Montana. New face, new life. He sends his thanks. Emily exhales. Is it over? Nash doesn't answer right away. The network's broken, he says finally, but Vanguard's bigger than we thought. We're still finding pieces. Offshore accounts, shell companies, operatives we didn't know existed. Emily looks at him. How much bigger? Nash pulls out a tablet, shows her a map. Red dots scattered across continents. We shut down the head, he says, but the body's still moving. Emily stares at the map. Dozens of dots, maybe hundreds. Then it's not over, she says. No, Nash agrees. It's not. Emily closes her eyes. Exhaustion pulls at her. Nash stands. Get some rest. We'll talk when you're stronger. He's almost to the door when Emily speaks. Nash? He turns. Thank you, she says, for pulling me out. Nash nods. You earned it. He leaves. Emily lies in silence. The machines beep. The pain meds hum through her veins. She should feel relieved, victorious. But all she feels is tired. 2 weeks later, Emily is discharged. Nash drives her to a new apartment. Different city, different name. Julia Brennan is dead, Nash says. Officially, killed during the raid. Body identified. Emily nods. And Emily Harper. Also dead. You're someone else now. He hands her a new ID, new passport. Rachel Quinn. Emily stares at it. Another ghost. Another life. How many times? She asks. Nash almost smiles. As many as it takes. He stands to leave, pauses at the door. For what it's worth, he says, you saved a lot of lives. The data you uploaded is taking down networks we didn't even know existed. You did good. Emily doesn't respond. Nash leaves. Emily sits alone in the empty apartment. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. She stares at it, then answers. A man's voice. Weak but familiar. Harper? Her breath catches. Frost? Yeah, Nash gave me your new number. Hope that's okay. Emily's throat tightens. How are you? Better. Physical therapy's hell, but I'm walking. You? Same. Silence. Comfortable. Listen, Frost says. When you're healed up, can I buy you that drink? Emily almost smiles. I'm supposed to be dead. So am I. We can be dead together. Emily closes her eyes. Maybe. I'll take that as a yes. They talk for a few more minutes. Small things. Recovery. Physical therapy. The weather. When they hang up, Emily feels something she hasn't felt in years. Hope. She walks to the window, looks out at the city. Her phone buzzes again. Another unknown number. She hesitates, then answers. A woman's voice. Calm. Cold. Familiar. Hello, Rachel. Emily's blood freezes. You thought you destroyed us, the voice continues. But you only cut off one head. We're a hydra, and we're already growing back. Emily's grip tightens on the phone. Who is this? Someone you thought was dead. Someone who's been watching you, waiting. Emily's mind races. That voice, she knows that voice. Hale, she whispers, a soft laugh. Very good. I see you haven't forgotten me. Emily's hands shake. You're supposed to be in custody. I was. For about 48 hours. Then certain arrangements were made. Blackwell's dead, but his legacy isn't, and neither am I. Emily's pulse hammers. What do you want? I want you to know that this isn't over. You took something from us. We're going to take something from you. I don't have anything left to take. Don't you? Hale's voice drops. Lieutenant Frost is in room 412 at Mercy General. Such a shame about his condition. All those tubes, all that morphine. It would be so easy for something to go wrong. Emily's vision goes red. If you touch him, then what? You'll come after me? Please do. I'm counting on it. The line goes dead. Emily stares at the phone. Her hands are shaking, not from fear, from rage. She grabs her jacket, her keys. She's out the door in 30 seconds, because Vanguard isn't done, and neither is she. Emily doesn't call Nash, doesn't wait for backup. She gets in her car and drives. Mercy General Hospital is 40 minutes away. Emily makes it in 25, weaving through traffic, running red lights. Her chest wound throbs with every sharp turn. The stitches pull. She ignores it. Frost is in danger because of her, because she didn't finish this. She parks in the hospital's underground garage, takes the stairs instead of the elevator, reaches the 4th floor breathing hard, ribs screaming. Room 412 is at the end of the hall. 2 uniformed officers outside. Federal Protection Detail. Emily approaches, flashes the Rachel Quinn ID. I'm here to see Lieutenant Frost. One officer checks a list. You're not on the approved visitors. Call Captain Nash, DOD liaison. He'll clear it. The officer hesitates, reaches for his radio. A scream cuts through the hall. Emily doesn't wait. She shoves past the officers, kicks open the door to 412. Inside, a nurse is on the floor unconscious. Frost is in the bed, eyes wide, someone's hand clamped over his mouth. The figure holding him turns. It's not Hale. It's a man. Mid-30s. Scarred face, dead eyes. He's got a syringe in his other hand, pressed against Frost's IV line. One more step and he's dead, the man says. Emily raises her hands. Easy. The man's thumb hovers over the plunger. Hale sends her regards. Emily's mind races. The syringe is filled with something clear. Could be air. Could be potassium chloride. Either way, Frost dies in seconds. You don't want to do this, Emily says. Actually, I do. It's what I'm paid for. Hale's using you. She'll throw you away the second you're done. The man smirks. I know, I don't care. Emily inches forward. Then why haven't you done it yet? The man's expression flickers, just slightly. Because Hale wants me to watch, Emily continues. She wants me to see him die. That's the only reason you're still talking. The man's jaw tightens. Smart. So let's make a deal. You walk away. I don't kill you. Everyone wins. The man laughs. You're not armed. Emily's hand moves, fast. She pulls a scalpel from the tray beside Frost's bed. Throws it. The blade buries itself in the man's wrist. He screams, drops the syringe. Emily lunges, grabs his arm, twists. The man swings at her. She ducks, drives her knee into his ribs. He stumbles back. Frost rips the hand off his mouth, gasps for air. The man recovers, pulls a knife from his belt, slashes at Emily. She dodges. Barely. The blade cuts her forearm. Blood wells. Emily grabs a metal tray, swings. It connects with the man's jaw. He crashes into the wall. The officers burst in, weapons drawn. On the ground, now! The man raises his hands, drops the knife. The officers tackle him, cuff him, drag him out. Emily sags against the wall. Her arm is bleeding. Her chest is on fire. Frost is staring at her. You okay? Emily almost laughs. I should be asking you that. Frost tries to sit up, winces. Who was that? Hale's cleanup crew. Hale's alive? Emily nods. And pissed. Frost's expression hardens. Then we need to stop her. Emily shakes her head. You need to stay here, recover. Not a chance. Frost, she just tried to kill me. I'm not sitting this out. Emily looks at him. He's pale, weak, but his eyes are sharp, determined. She knows that look. She's seen it in the mirror. Fine, she says, but you're not going anywhere until Nash gets here. Frost nods. Deal. Emily steps into the hallway, pulls out her phone, dials Nash. He answers on the first ring. What happened? Hale sent someone after Frost. We stopped him, but she's still out there. Nash swears. Where are you? Mercy General, 4th floor. Stay there. I'm 10 minutes out. Emily hangs up. She leans against the wall. Her arm is still bleeding. A nurse appears, tries to bandage it. Emily waves her off. I'm fine. The nurse doesn't listen. She cleans the wound, applies gauze, wraps it tight. You should get stitches, the nurse says. Emily doesn't respond. Nash arrives 12 minutes later. He's not alone. 4 agents with him. Tactical gear. He sees Emily. You look like hell. Thanks. Nash steps into Frost's room, talks to him briefly, then comes back out. We need to move him, Nash says. Somewhere Hale can't reach. Emily shakes her head. That's not going to work. She's got resources, connections. She'll find him. Then what do you suggest? Emily looks at him. We don't hide. We bait. Nash's eyes narrow. You want to use Frost as bait? No, I want to use me. Silence. Nash crosses his arms. Explain. Emily steps closer, lowers her voice. Hale wants me. She made that clear, so I give her what she wants. I let her find me. And when she comes, we take her down. Nash shakes his head. That's suicide. It's the only way to end this. Harper. She's not going to stop. You know that. She'll keep coming. For Frost. For Crane. For everyone I've ever worked with. The only way to stop her is to confront her. Directly. Nash studies her. And you think you can take her? Emily's jaw tightens. I've done it before. Nash doesn't look convinced, but he doesn't argue. Where? He asks. Emily thinks. Port Vega, the warehouse where I first met Blackwell. It's isolated, easy to control, and Hale knows it. She'll come. Nash nods slowly. When? Tonight. Nash checks his watch. That's 6 hours. Then we better move fast. Nash pulls out his phone, starts making calls. Emily watches him. Her mind is already working through the plan. The layout, the angles, the exits. She's done this before, but never like this, never with everything on the line. Frost appears in the doorway, leaning on a nurse. His face is pale but determined. I'm coming with you, he says. Emily shakes her head. No, I'm not asking. Nash looks between them. Frost, you can barely stand. I'll manage. Emily steps closer. You're a liability. You'll get yourself killed. Frost meets her eyes. Then I'll die doing something that matters. Emily's throat tightens. She wants to argue, but she knows he won't listen. Fine, she says. But you stay back, out of the line of fire. Frost nods. Deal. Nash makes the arrangements. 2 vans, full tactical team, surveillance equipment, medical support. They leave the hospital at 3 p.m. The drive to Port Vega takes 2 hours. The warehouse is exactly as Emily remembers. Corrugated metal, broken windows, graffiti-tagged walls. Nash's team sets up a perimeter, snipers on the surrounding buildings, surveillance inside. Emily walks through the warehouse, mapping it out. Frost follows, slower, leaning on a crutch. You sure about this? Frost asks. Emily doesn't look at him. No. Then why are we doing it? Emily stops, turns. Because if we don't, Hale wins. She keeps running, keeps killing, and we spend the rest of our lives looking over our shoulders. Frost nods. Okay. They walk in silence for a moment. Harper, Frost says. Emily turns. When this is over, he hesitates. What are you going to do? Emily looks at the warehouse, the shadows, the emptiness. I don't know, she says honestly. Frost studies her. You ever think about just stopping? Emily almost laughs. Every day. But you don't? No. Why? Emily thinks about it. Because someone has to. Frost smiles. Sad. Tired. Yeah. Night falls. The warehouse is dark. Emily stands in the center, alone, waiting. Nash is in a surveillance van 2 blocks away. Frost is with him, watching the monitors. Emily's phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. I'm here. Emily looks up, scans the shadows. A figure steps out from behind a stack of crates. Pale skin. Dark hair pulled back. Sharp features. Hale. She's dressed in black, tactical gear, no weapon visible, but Emily knows she's armed. Hello, Harper, Hale says. Her voice echoes in the empty space. Emily doesn't move. Hale? Hale walks closer, stops 20 feet away. You've been busy. Blackwell. Klein. Half of Vanguard's network. Impressive. You should have stayed gone. Hale smiles. I could say the same about you. Emily's hand drifts toward the Glock hidden at her waist. What do you want? Closure. For what? Hale's smile fades. You destroyed everything I built. My network, my contacts, my life. I want you to understand what that feels like. Emily's jaw tightens. I was doing my job. So was I. Your job was selling out your country. Hale's eyes flash. My job was survival, same as yours. Emily shakes her head. We're nothing alike. Aren't we? We both kill for a living. We both lie. We both destroy lives. The only difference is you tell yourself you're the hero. Emily's hand moves to the Glock. I'm done talking. Hale raises her hands. Easy. I didn't come here to fight. Then why are you here? Hale pulls something from her pocket. A detonator. Emily's blood goes cold. You see, Hale says, I knew you'd try to trap me, so I set my own trap. There are explosives planted throughout this warehouse. C4, enough to level the block. I press this button, we all die. Emily's mind races. Nash's team, Frost, they're all within the blast radius. You're bluffing, Emily says. Hale's smile returns. Am I? Emily scans the warehouse, looking for signs, wires, devices. She sees nothing, but she knows Hale, knows she's capable. What do you want? Emily asks. I want you to walk away. Let me disappear, and I'll let your friends live. Emily's jaw clenches. Not a chance. Then everyone dies. Emily takes a step forward. You die too. Hale shrugs. I've made my peace with that. Have you? Emily stops. Her mind is racing, looking for an angle, any angle. Then she hears it. A faint sound. From above. A sniper. Nash's team. Emily's eyes flick up, just for a second. Hale sees it. Her expression hardens. Bad move. Her thumb moves toward the button. Emily draws the Glock. Fires. The bullet hits Hale's hand. The detonator flies. Hits the ground. Skids across the concrete. Hale lunges for it. Emily tackles her. They crash to the floor. Hale drives her elbow into Emily's ribs. The wound from the gala reopens. Pain explodes. Emily gasps. Hale shoves her off, scrambles toward the detonator. Emily grabs her ankle, pulls. Hale kicks. Her boot connects with Emily's face. Stars burst. Emily rolls, comes up. Hale has the detonator. She raises it, smiling. Goodbye, Harper. A gunshot echoes. Hale jerks. Blood sprays. She stumbles. Falls. Emily looks up. Frost is standing in the doorway, weapon raised, leaning heavily on the doorframe. He fired the shot. Hale is on the ground, gasping, blood pooling beneath her. Emily crawls over, kicks the detonator away. Hale looks up at her, blood on her lips. You think you've won? Emily doesn't answer. Hale coughs. There are others. Vanguard doesn't die. With me. Emily leans closer. Then I'll find them too. Hale's eyes close. Her breathing stops. Emily sits back, exhausted, bleeding, alive. Frost limps over, sits beside her. You okay? He asks. Emily looks at him. You're supposed to be in the van. Frost smiles, tired. I don't follow orders well. Emily almost laughs. Nash and his team flood the warehouse. Medics rush to Emily and Frost. Bomb squad sweeps the building. They find the explosives. 12 devices. Enough to level 3 city blocks. But they're not armed. No detonators. No triggers. Hale was bluffing. Nash tells Emily this 2 hours later. They're in the back of an ambulance. Emily's getting stitches. Again. She didn't have a real plan, Nash says. She was desperate. Emily winces as the medic ties off a suture. She almost won. But she didn't. Emily looks at him. What about the rest of Vanguard? Nash pulls out a tablet, shows her a map. The red dots are gone, replaced by green. Arrests across 17 countries. 463 operatives in custody. Financial assets frozen. Shell companies dissolved. He looks at her. It's over, Harper. You did it. Emily stares at the map. All those lives, all that destruction. Gone. But she doesn't feel victorious. She just feels tired. What about me? She asks. Nash closes the tablet. What about you? Am I Rachel Quinn, Emily Harper, someone else? Nash considers this. Whoever you want to be. Emily looks away. I don't know who that is anymore. Nash sits beside her. Then take some time. Figure it out. You've earned it. Emily doesn't respond. 3 weeks later, Emily is sitting in a coffee shop in a city she's never been to before. She's wearing jeans and a sweater. No makeup. Hair down. She looks like anyone else. No one recognizes her. No one stares. She's invisible again. Her phone buzzes. A text from Frost. How's the coffee? Emily smiles, types back. Terrible, you'd hate it. Where are you? Somewhere quiet. That's not an answer. Emily looks out the window. Trees, mountains, a town so small it doesn't have a traffic light. I'll tell you when I figure it out. A pause. Then, fair enough. Call me when you're ready. Emily sets the phone down, sips her coffee. It really is terrible, but she doesn't care. For the first time in 8 years, she's not running, not hiding, not pretending. She's just existing. Her phone buzzes again. Different number. Nash. Job offer? Interested? Emily stares at the message. Part of her wants to say yes, go back, do what she's good at. But another part, the part that's been buried for so long, says no. She types back. Not yet. When? I'll let you know. She deletes the message thread. Powers off the phone. The barista approaches. Refill? Emily looks up. The barista is young, mid-20s, friendly smile. You new in town? The barista asks. Emily nods. Just passing through. Well, welcome. What brings you here? Emily thinks about it. I don't know yet. The barista laughs. Best reason to travel. She refills Emily's cup, walks away. Emily sits in silence, watches people pass by the window. Normal people, living normal lives. She wonders what that's like. 2 months later, Emily is volunteering at a free clinic on the edge of town. Nothing fancy, just basic care. Checkups, bandages, prescriptions. She's using the name Sarah Mitchell now. No one asks questions, no one digs. She's good at the work. Better than she expected. The skills come back easily. Triage, wound care, calm under pressure. One afternoon, a woman comes in. Late 30s, bruised face, broken wrist. Emily recognizes the signs. Domestic violence. She cleans the wound, sets the wrist, doesn't ask questions. But when the woman is about to leave, Emily hands her a card. If you need help, Emily says quietly, call this number. The woman looks at the card, then at Emily. What kind of help? The kind that gets you out. The woman's eyes fill with tears. She pockets the card, nods. Emily watches her leave. That night, Emily gets a call. The woman. She's ready to leave. Emily picks her up, drives her to a safe house 3 towns over, helps her get settled, stays until she's sure the woman is safe. When Emily gets back to her apartment, it's 3 a.m. She's exhausted, but she feels something she hasn't felt in years. Purpose. Not the kind that comes from taking down networks or hunting operatives. The kind that comes from helping someone who can't help themselves. 6 months later, Emily is running the clinic. Full-time. The previous director retired. Emily stepped up. She's hired 2 more nurses, expanded hours, started outreach programs. The town knows her as Sarah, the nurse who works too hard, who never says no, who shows up when no one else will. Frost visits once, unannounced. He walks into the clinic on a Tuesday afternoon. Emily's wrapping a kid's sprained ankle when she looks up and sees him. She almost drops the bandage. Frost smiles. Hey. Emily finishes the wrap, sends the kid on his way, then turns to Frost. What are you doing here? She asks. Checking in. I told you I'm fine. I know. I wanted to see for myself. They walk outside, sit on a bench. The town is quiet, peaceful. You like it here? Frost asks. Emily looks around. Yeah, I do. You going to stay? Emily hesitates. I don't know. Frost nods. Nash is asking about you, wants to know if you'll come back. What did you tell him? That you'll let him know when you're ready. Emily smiles. Thanks. They sit in silence, comfortable. You know, Frost says, I never thanked you for saving my life. Again. Emily looks at him. You don't have to. I want to. Emily's throat tightens. You would have done the same. Maybe. But you did it, and I'm here because of you. Emily doesn't know what to say, so she just nods. Frost stands. I should go. Let you get back to work. Emily stands too. Frost. He turns. That drink. The one you offered. Rain check? Frost grins. Anytime. He walks to his car, drives away. Emily watches him go, then goes back inside. A year later, Emily is standing in front of the clinic. It's bigger now, renovated, new sign, new equipment. A reporter from the local paper is interviewing her. So, Ms. Mitchell, the reporter says, what made you decide to expand the clinic? Emily thinks about it. Because people need help, and if I can provide it, I should. Do you have a background in healthcare? Emily smiles. Something like that. The reporter scribbles notes. Well, the town is lucky to have you. Emily doesn't respond. She's learned not to accept praise. It makes her uncomfortable. The interview ends, the reporter leaves. Emily stands alone, looks at the clinic, at the people walking in and out, patients, staff, volunteers. She built this, not with violence, not with deception, with care, with purpose. Her phone buzzes. Nash. Still not ready? Emily types back. Still not ready. Fair enough. Offer stands. Emily deletes the message, but this time she doesn't power off the phone. Because she knows. Someday she might need to go back. There might be another Vanguard, another Blackwell, another fight, but not today. Today she's Sarah Mitchell, a nurse, a volunteer, a person, and that's enough. Emily walks back inside. There's a patient waiting, an elderly man with chest pain. She gets to work. Because this is who she is now. Not a ghost, not a weapon. Just someone who helps. And for the first time in her life, that feels right. 5 years later, Emily is sitting on the porch of a small house on the edge of town. The clinic is still running. Thriving, actually. But she's stepped back. Let others take the lead. She's older now. Gray's starting to show in her hair, lines around her eyes. But she's at peace. Frost visits every few months. They have dinner. Talk about nothing important. Sometimes he mentions Nash, the work, the missions. Emily listens, but she doesn't engage. That life is behind her. One evening, Frost brings someone with him. A young woman, mid-20s, sharp eyes, military bearing. This is Agent Reyes, Frost says. She's new, wanted to meet you. Emily shakes Reyes's hand. Nice to meet you. Reyes looks nervous. I've heard a lot about you. Emily smiles. Don't believe everything you hear. They sit on the porch. Frost and Emily talk. Reyes listens. Eventually, Reyes speaks up. Can I ask you something? Emily nods. Sure. Why did you stop? You were good at what you did. The best, from what I've heard. Why walk away? Emily thinks about it. Because I realized something. What? That the world doesn't need more soldiers. It needs more people who care. Reyes frowns. But what about the threats? The networks? The people like Blackwell? There will always be people like Blackwell, Emily says, and there will always be people like you to stop them. But someone has to build the world worth protecting. That's what I'm doing now. Reyes considers this, nods slowly. Frost smiles. She's good at it. Emily looks at him. Thanks. Later that night, after Frost and Reyes leave, Emily sits alone on the porch. The stars are out. The air is cool. She thinks about everything she's been through, the pain, the loss, the sacrifices, and she realizes something. She wouldn't change it because all of it, the missions, the violence, the fear, led her here, to this quiet life, this peaceful existence. She's not Lima 7 anymore. She's not Emily Harper. She's not even Rachel Quinn. She's just Sarah, a woman who helps people, who builds instead of destroys, and that's all she needs to be. Emily closes her eyes, breathes in the cool night air. For the first time in her life, she's home. Not because of where she is, but because of who she's become. And that's the greatest victory of all, the end. Epilogue. 10 years later, the clinic has grown into a full community health center. It serves 3 towns now, offers mental health services, addiction counseling, job training. Emily, still known as Sarah, runs it with a team of dedicated staff. She's in her 50s now, moves a little slower, but her mind is sharp, her hands steady. One day, a teenage girl comes in. Bruised, scared, won't make eye contact. Emily recognizes herself in that girl. The fear, the desperation. She sits down, speaks quietly. You're safe here. The girl looks up, tears in her eyes. I don't know what to do. Emily hands her a tissue. You take it one step at a time, and you let people help you. What if it's not enough? Emily thinks about Blackwell, Hale, Vanguard, all the monsters she's faced. It will be, she says, because you're stronger than you think. The girl wipes her eyes, nods. Emily helps her, gets her connected with a counselor, a safe place to stay. Resources. When the girl leaves, she turns back. Thank you. Emily smiles. Anytime. She watches the girl walk away. And she knows. This is why she stayed. This is why she built this place. Because every person she helps is a victory. Every life she saves is a win. Not against networks or conspiracies, but against the darkness that tells people they're alone, that they're powerless. Emily proved that wrong every single day, and she'll keep proving it for as long as she's able, because the world doesn't need more ghosts. It needs more light, and Emily Harper, Sarah Mitchell, is finally ready to shine.